Well, morning all. It's time to move on. Only 8 days of that site, wasn't it?
It was lovely. Yeah, I really enjoyed it there.
Absolutely
It's a nice spot, and we were lucky with the weather. The odd shower, but it was warm all the way through. And yeah, the beach was gorgeous. We enjoyed our kayaking and just generally chilling after lots of driving. But we love France so much, so we want to go back to France. And we're going to head over in the sort of Cannes direction to an area called Frejus. There's a bit of ancient history there, which we're looking forward to exploring. And but we're going to overnight at a camping car site.
Yeah, we're going to have a look about halfway point, or just over halfway. So we're aiming to do about 170, 180 miles today. And we've had a quick look on the app. It looks like there's a camping car site just beyond Nimes, would be about halfway, so Bellegarde. And we haven't tried one yet, so we thought we might show you one of those sites. €13 it's showing a night, and therefore that would be a good little overnighter. We're just over 3 weeks now we've been on the road, so let's have a quick look as well at the gas situation. So you can see there on the Truma app we've still got, so we're still on the first 6 kilo bottles. So we've done about 10 or 11 days off-grid camping, where obviously everything was on gas. We've had 8 days here at Rubina Resort, where we were still obviously cooking on gas in all senses of the word, of course. But you'll see that out of that 6k, 1.5 kilos left. So, and I haven't touched the 13 kilo yet, so that's looking pretty good, as we've just gone beyond the 3 week mark. We're 3 weeks 2 days of the 6 total, so we might even not need our French gas adapters, but we'll see how that goes, as tonight will probably be off grid as well. We were using about between 0.2 and 0.3 of a kilo of gas when we were off grid. So in other words, cooking, water, fridge, all that sort of stuff, between 0.2 and 0.3 a kilo. But I'll keep you updated as we go. And then finally, obviously mileage hasn't changed much. We're 1586, 1586 miles since starting just over 3 weeks ago. So on the road.
Yes, on the road again, and we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, and we'll try, and if there's any decent scenery, we'll show you a bit of that as well. See you soon, guys. So this was the camping car. I think I paid, it was about a €5 to get the app, and then they send you the card and you can preload the card. I think I preloaded it with some €20, so see if I can find it now. That'll be the next challenge. So looks like Nikki will be Nikki will be doing the leaning over, or in fact we might be just stopping there and going to investigate.
Yes, that's a good idea. Let's stop here for a minute.
Yeah, stick your card against the keypad and it miraculously opens up. And looks like there's only 2 others in here, so absolutely anywhere. And because, you might not be able to see that, but it says 33 degrees outside, so I think we might go for a bit of shade option. Got bollards there for your power if you want it. So that was pretty straightforward. So yeah, applied online in the UK. It was 4 or 5 quid, I can't remember, for the card they send you. I loaded it with about 20 euros or 20 quid's worth of credit, and then when we got here you had the 2 machines. You had that one, which as you see in English there was to enter, put your passe tap, which is obviously that card, and Nikki merely just put it up against that barrier, and or up against that keypad I should say, and hey presto, it opened. So there was nothing else to do. This one is more about actually ordering it. You can actually buy it by the looks of it here, get your card here, so potentially it spits one out if you wanted to buy one on the spot. You can also recharge to top it up, but as I say, on the app here on the phone you can top it up. You see down the bottom there where you've got my account, you've got home, and it says there, you can see that where it's already registered the fact that I've gone through the barrier. Current amount for the stay €5.50. Tells you where the electric ones are, plenty of information. 6 amp electric there, 21 places. The other good thing about it on the app actually I noticed was that if you identify, you know, if you look at a place, you could actually book a slot. It also tells you whether or how many places are being used. So if for example you wanted to go into, let's have a look at another one. So you can see down there on the app it says 16 available out of 21 pitches. So it tells you whether they're full, how many are available, and generally it's all pretty useful stuff and very straightforward. All app based. There are maps built into it, which therefore you can say, you can click on the button, you know, take me there, and it'll bring up your mapping system to navigate you in. So yeah, that was really very straightforward. And then I think it actually, here we go, to leave it. So again, you just put your card on the keypad, and it will then debit and tell me how much I've spent once we leave in the morning. Security CCTV there, so they're a little bit, I suppose it's the next level from Airs in that they're a little bit spread out a little bit more. They're a little bit more organised. They're fenced off, barriered, bit of camera security, so it's like that next level up from your completely free and open Airs, air to camping. So camping car app, that's a brief intro to it. Not too bad, pretty level here as well, nice gravel surface. Drop the rear suspension down there on the VB Air, taking it right down to the bottom because we were leaning a bit to the front, but that's now made it perfectly acceptable by dropping that right down at the back. We won't bother with any ramps on that now. Because it's so quiet, then I'll leave Peggy on the back. But I have to say, even if it was a bit busy, it looks like there's plenty of room, you know, without us having to unhitch or anything like that. And there's also photos obviously you get of the site, so you know whether it's perhaps a really tight tarmac marked bays or whether it's a bigger site like this. So that's partly the reason why we chose this one, because it allows a bit bigger vehicles and perhaps negates the need to take Peggy off and sort of put her sideways next to the van or something, you know, if you were trying to get the van fully back against the fence. But no, looks very pleasant there. Little marina there, little canal type. Let's have a little look over there. In fact, at 33 degrees, could do with jumping in that at the moment, but shock horror, we even had the aircon on the van. It was that hot coming through Montpellier way. We even put the aircon on, which doesn't happen often, but it was today. Then if we just step over the road here, this is obviously your service point as well. Grey water dropout and water as well, fresh water. And again, just be tap your card against the number pad there if you want to use any of those facilities. There's your black water drop as well down the tube. So yeah, really pretty impressed with that for what's that, 30, well it says it's about €13 a night. As I say, I'll let you know tomorrow what it finally cost us, but that's not bad. I suppose that's 10 or 11 quid for everything you need, really, all the facilities you need, that's for sure. We travelled this morning. We knew we were going to do an overnighter before going to our next sort of week 10-day stop, so so we travelled with about 25%, 30% water, so we won't need fresh, but it's there if we need it. All in all, pretty impressed with that. That's very simple, very straightforward, and all very nicely set out. Just another one to have in your wallet of options for overnighters. Bonjour. Right, so hook up in. We're pretty sure that's all part of the stay. I'll let you know in the morning. But oh, that's a and that's also a UK style plug. UK style plugs, and kettle's on the induction. The fridge is running on the hookup as well, so even though it's only a little 6 amp, it's managing to cope with the kettle in the fridge. Liking that. Well, and somebody else has just pulled up, and Nikki had just said to me, where's their garage? They haven't got much of a garage. And I said, I wonder if the back lift's up. 2 minutes later we heard a whirring, and that was coming down the ramp.
A smart car.
Rather nice indeed, eh? What a way to do it. Put your little smart car in the back. That is a Le Voyageur. It looks like it's a French, or the markings on the side are French, so perhaps it is a French builder. But that's a big old bus. It reminds me a bit of the Concords or the Morellos that we saw at the Motorhome. Do you remember those?
Yes.
Yeah. They were really good, weren't they, last year, the Motorhome show?
Gosh,
but yeah, that
vehicle that is.
Get your little smart car. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
We could get Peggy in the back, couldn't we?
Get Peggy. I think you'd, well, you get Peggy in the back.
Plus
and
one.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, you get my Gullwing in the back of that. I've always fancied a Gullwing. So
He has, yeah.
yes, I've had my Harley days, which was a pretty big old beast, the Harley, but I've always fancied a Gullwing. So, and of course Nikki fancied riding the Gullwing, so she said, well, perhaps it should be a Gullwing trike, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and you would certainly fit a Gullwing trike in there. I mean, you know, that would easily fit in the garage. Now that would be a way to carry a
Gullwing. A
Gullwing.
few spare
Gullwing trike, yeah. If we had an odd few K kicking around, yeah. Oh dear, that's great, isn't it, eh? Reverse your car out. Fantastic. The €13.67 for the stay includes that. They've obviously got waste there, just dumped out, and then I think, as I mentioned last night, they've got the grey and black over there. Somebody else is just emptying out. So interestingly as well, when we came to the barrier, presented our card to that exit machine there. It beeped, but the barrier didn't open. So on your card, if you get the same issue with us, on your card there, down at the bottom in green there, there is a number that you can ring their call centre. It said if you want, if you're sort of in a camping car park waiting for immediate assistance, press 1. Somebody was straight on the phone, and there was a slight technical fault with this barrier, so they opened it remotely from the call centre. So they really are, it's really been a very smooth and apart from the slight hitch with the barrier, a very smooth stay. Great little sites. There's a network all over Europe of them, and as I say, for a £5 to get the card and charge it on the app when you need it is a really great facility. And a nice little overnight stay. They're a relatively new group, I think, because this site actually used to be, on Google Maps shows it as an aire de camping, as in a free one. It's obviously, you can see, been recently worked on, so they're expanding the group, and really, I suppose, conversion wise, it's about about a tenner, I suppose, we've paid for that. That's all. That's pretty good, and handy to have another card to go with all the other apps, be it Pitch Up, be it Park for Night, and all the others. Handy to have that when you're travelling around Europe.
First sleepover in a camping car site, and yeah, it all worked pretty well. Facilities were quite good. It was nice to be able to drop off the grey water and be able to hook up, of course. So that was all good. Next to a busy road here, which was quiet. You know, last thing at night, first thing in the morning got busy, so we did hear quite a bit of road traffic first thing in the morning, but you know, reasonable night's sleep, so that's okay, wasn't it?
And just before we sign off, I was going to say useful, but probably useless information. This is surrounded, where we are at Bellegarde, Bellegarde rather I should say, is surrounded by rice fields. How bizarre. I was looking on a map just outside the site here by the marina, and by the canal network that's next to us, and it explained that some rice fields just down the road, which are part of the rice production of France, just down here in the Camargue. Something like 300,000 tonnes or something produced each year. Who thought that? Never knew it. I now do. Rice is produced in the Camargue here in France.
And doesn't it supply 0.3% of the world's rice?
Yes, yeah.
Which is a small proportion, but significant for Europe and France, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because it's unusual.
Yeah, in amongst all that lovely fruit and strawberries, peaches, apricots on the side of the road here, you've now got some paddy fields, some rice fields, eh? How about that?
What are we having for tea?
Chips. No, rice.
I fancy a curry. So we
Yes, curry.
now all that talk of rice.